If everyone's had an opportunity to look this over, there was no particular conditions assigned.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution 2024-23.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Okay, we'll take, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions, as noted. Okay. Takes us to Resolution 2024-24. That's got to be good luck. 57 Hillside Avenue, approval of the deck and spa with conditions.
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
Okay. Mr. Ryan,
All seconds.
thank you. And again, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And abstentions, as noted. Thank you. All right, that moves us through minutes and resolutions, which allow us to get to new business. Let me start with some general information. This board deals with the issuance of variances from the Verona zoning ordinance. That ordinance establishes specific requirements for the land area in the township and
Also showing the deck with an orange bubbled area, showing the part that's in the rear yard setback. Over on the left side of that same page, you see the plan, and the little orange triangle is showing the part that's in the rear yard setback of the deck. Both the deck and the shed are considered accessory structures, and between the two, it goes over the approved coverage for accessory structures in the backyard. We're also slightly over on the impervious coverage. If you turn to the third page, you'll see I highlighted the parts that we're asking for a variance for. The top one is the rear yard setback. It's a 30-foot rear yard setback, and we're 29 feet, so we're 1 foot less than we should be for the setback. The next down is the max coverage for impervious. The maximum is 40. It's currently at 38.8, and after the deck, it'll be 43.5 after the deck and the addition. And then the third one down is the max coverage for accessory. The required is 15%. It's currently at 10, and we would be at 16.4 after we build this. If you turn to the front page now, there's 3 different maps on this page, all showing the same thing in different ways. Their property is the one in yellow on this map here. Their house was originally a farmhouse, and the whole block was their property. And then over the years, it got split off. And my client Colleen learned about this from her neighbor, which is the L-shaped property around her property. You'll see that the property to north is 317 feet deep, and the property that goes around hers is 216 deep. These are rough numbers that I've scaled off this. And then the 2 properties to the south are also not as large as the ones to the north, but larger than her property. So we have a hardship that she does have the shortest property on her block. So because of this hardship, we're asking for relief and that we could get variances for those 3 items for having a normal shaped deck in the back. She's got a big family. She's got 3 kids. So she wants to have nice family dinners out on the back. She loves her neighborhood and wants to be able to stay there. And we originally had it so it was cutting off a corner of the deck to make it conform, but we figured it would be nice just to make it square and ask if we could do that.
Mr. Chairman, may I do some housekeeping just before we, who prepared this exhibit?
Me,
And when was it prepared?
yesterday.
Okay. And it's everything you've identified is a fair depiction of the property as it exists right now?
Yes.
Thank you.
That's all I have for now, unless you would like me to elaborate on the actual plans.
How much smaller is the lot size than the zone lot size?
Oh, the zoned lot size?
Yeah, what is an R60?
Oh, the minimum you're saying?
Yeah.
For the,
What's the minimum?
let me check.
The zone
It's
minimum for an R60?
7,200 is the minimum,
Okay.
and their lot size is 6,721. It's in the denial.
Okay.
Thank you.
So it's fairly considerably smaller than the lots zoned in that area.
That was actually going to be one of my questions. Like, if your lot size was the 7,200 square feet, would you be meeting then the requirements? Like, if the lot was per the Verona standards, would you then be going for any of these variances, or?
I don't think so. I think I would have to check all the calculations, but it seems like we're just a little bit over on all three of them, that if the lot was a normal size, then it wouldn't be an issue.
The exhibit that you just handed out it's just a microcosm of the larger architectural plan that we received earlier?
Yes, this part is, I just pulled it straight from that.
Okay.
And the maps on the front are new. I took those from the internet
Okay.
yesterday.
There's no deviation essentially from the first plans that you submitted?
No.
Okay, just because I looked at them, I just want to make sure, we're not having anything different in the exhibit.
No, my intention was to make it
No,
clear, yeah.
I get it,
Yeah.
I get it, thank you.
Is there any reason why the proposed deck could not be made a little less and not have to require a variance on this one? What was the reasoning behind the size of the deck?
To fit a table out there. To fit a table out there for her family to sit out there comfortably and have gatherings out there. So yes, it could be smaller, but it would be nice to have it big enough that she's got 3 kids, so to have everybody have space to sit.
I guess just the usual question, have you had conversations with the neighbors on either side of you regarding what you plan on doing? I know you sent them a formal notice, I get that, but have there been any discussions with them about this?
We're on very good terms with our neighbor. Sorry. We're very good friends and on good terms with all of our neighbors, including the ones right next to us, and they're aware of our plans, and they've not expressed any issue or objections to what we're doing.
Okay, thank you, I'd just like to get that on the record.
I could go back to Mr. Tully's question. I ran a quick calculation. Were it to be the standard size, the aggregate area would fall off, but the impervious coverage would still be about 0.5%, so it'd be 40.5 rather than the 43.5.
Wow, you're so quick.
And I assume your contention, in addition to just being accommodating your family size, it would be much more aesthetically pleasing to make it a little bit bigger than what is called for in the ordinance? Would that be an accurate statement?
Yeah, and it'll be easier to build also if we're not trying to build an angle along the property line or the setback line.
I guess it's a question for the engineer. Do you consider any significant effect on this stormwater management runoff or anything on, by going this small amount over the ordinance requirement?
I don't expect that this minor increase over what's required will be. I will say that were you to approve this, a condition of it would be we'd need to review stormwater plans and calculations per our ordinance,
Okay.
which I believe you even have noted on the plans here, so they are aware of that.
We've engaged a civil engineer already, and Colleen actually is a civil engineer herself.
Oh, shouldn't have to be so modest. She could have told us that.
Like to keep it secret.
Where'd you go to school?
CUNY, City College,
Okay.
and Maryland too. Yeah.
What will be underneath the deck? Will it be gravel, dirt, asphalt?
I was planning on dirt, sonotubes and dirt.
And for the record, the only departmental review that responded, other than with no comment, was from the Environmental Commission and our engineer, Boswell Engineering, both of which you've had access to and doesn't seem to present any issues.
Yes.
Does the board have any other questions of the applicant? If not, is there anyone from the public who has a question of the applicant at this time? This may be your only opportunity.
That's my husband.
That's a,
Like I said, this may be your only opportunity.
I'm sorry, I actually have one question.
Yes.
On the exhibits you handed out today on this chart, you have the min rear yard setback highlighted on that.
The rear yard, yeah.
Sorry, yes. And on the original submission, we have that you have that listed as conforming. It's my understanding that the deck is an accessory structure, and the rear yard setback for an accessory structure is 10 feet. So unless I'm misunderstanding, I think that already complies.
You said I wrote the shed as conforming, but it's not.
No, your exhibit and the plan submission they're in disagreement, and I just want to confirm. Didn't you highlighted the min rear yard setback, saying you needed that foot of a setback? And then on the original chart on your plans, you have it as conforms yes.
It's interesting, because I took a screenshot directly from the latest file. I wonder if I was looking at a different file.
Huh. Okay. It's not a massive issue. I just wanted to make sure I
Okay.
understood.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened.
Okay, no problem.
Did you have any reaction to the Environmental Commission's report, basically, with any of the recommendations they may have listed?
not sure if I read through that thoroughly, to be honest. Is that different than this page here?
Well, for example, on number 5, they recommend that, and this has come up with stormwater management, that if there's any new downspouts to be put in, that they not be put into the storm drains, that the current theory is that you're better off having the water run out onto the surface, the grassy areas, et cetera, that it can be absorbed, and it will not put an extra burden on the town's drainage system. So I don't know if you've gotten that far. I mean, it's not it's a recommendation, I guess. It's not a strict requirement, I would assume, but I think it's probably one that's wise, if I can.
We have that in our
You
letter
have
as
it in
well. It was
your letter as well.
2024, which shouldn't be a,
I'll review that carefully. I'm not sure I have it in front of me now, but I'll make sure I look at it. And when we work with the civil engineer, we'll make sure he gets that.
Similarly, for the record, it is part of the engineer's report. The engineer's report is extensive without going over each and every item on it. Are you willing to comply with the items on the engineer's report?
Yes, I don't have it in front of me, but I usually comply with all the
Okay.
items on the engineer's report.
We just need to put that on the record because when we do the resolution, it refers to what's happening here.
Thank you.
It's not onerous.
And, while the Environmental Commission, I guess, doesn't have quite the same weight as the engineer's report, we usually try to ask the applicants to conform to, any of the things that we consider reasonable in their suggestions, when we draw up, if we were to approve it and put it in as a condition of approval.
Yes. It'd probably be good if I just take this exact text and put it on my plans.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, just to qualify on that, if there is a conflict between the VEC and the engineering report will prevail.
Supersede,
yes.
Okay.
Now, does the board have any more questions of this applicant? Okay, and the public had no questions of the applicant. Is there anyone from the public who would like to make a statement about this application?
Nice to see you in person, Paul. I always zoom in on the meetings.
Every meeting, I'm there. Paul Petrangeli, Verona, New Jersey. I just want to say I have a deck that's angled, and it is the worst thing, and it's made for the setback lines. So the main thing is, I'm replacing my deck right now, and it is a pain in the butt. Now, I have a 5-foot setback, and my property line is skewed like yours. I bring up what's called Regrid. It's an app I use for my surveyors. I send it out to them. It shows the property on a Google Earth view. And showing your property lines are skewed, so the deck is why it's skewed, and it is a pain. And everybody that comes over to my house says, why does your deck skew like that? And it's just the extra space would make such a difference, and to make her skew the deck for that is just, I think, ridiculous. Also, when I bring up your property on Regrid, it shows that she is, yes, a very small lot, but she is also surrounded by nothing but greenery around her, deep, deep backyards, places for the water to go. So if she had a normal sized lot and she's 0.5 over on the impervious, I believe it doesn't even matter because there's so many places for that water to go. And really, to me, it's an open and shut case. I think you're good. I would vote for you.
You're hired. It was great.
Thank you, Paul. And that eliminates anybody else from the public, right? We're good. Okay, in light of that, I will close the public portion of the meeting and enter board deliberation. Comments from the board concerning this application?
I have no concerns with this application. I think that all of the
variances that are being requested are pretty immaterial in nature. I mean, the 15% accessory structure, I mean, basically, if you put anything down there, you're gonna go over that, and being only at 16.5% is pretty small. As Paul made the comments, in the rear yard, there is a lot of greenery, so it's not like there's, structures upon structures back there with all the neighbors as well. Same thing with the coverage. I have no concerns about that, and even less concerns about the 1-foot variance just in the corner of the deck meeting the rear yard setback. So I have no issues going forward and approving this application. Thank you.
I was going to say the same thing.
Thank
I
you.
think that there is a hardship here, the size of the lot. And I have no problem with the request that they've made here.
Yeah, I would echo that, Mr. Chairman. We would, with just the addition that with, any stipulation, anything, recommendations in the engineering report be incorporated into the final resolution. But otherwise, I think it's a very reasonable request for the variance.
Kevin, I believe council incorporates that.
He does, as
I
part of
believe
his
he's been doing it automatically.
Yes,
with the engineer's
okay,
report.
so that's good.
I think we might have another House of Seven Gables once this reconstruction is done here. Just looking at the maps.
How about this wing?
I have no issues either with, if the lot size was a proper size, this wouldn't be an issue at all, so.
Yeah, I think the addition would fit in well with the house and the neighborhood, so I don't have any problems with this.
By my count, we should be ready to put a motion on the floor. I'll make a motion to approve application 2024-23, 38 Forest Avenue.
The second,
We have a motion and a second. Madam Secretary, may we have a roll call vote?
Dr. Reese?
Yes, approved.
Mr. Tully?
Agree.
Mr. Ryan?
yes, approved.
Mrs. Murphy Braddux?
Yes.
Mr. Mathewson?
Yes.
Vice Chair Weston?
Yes.
Chair McGinley?
Yes. I'll make it unanimous. Good luck with your project. As I said at the beginning, we'll have a resolution approved at our next meeting. That's the legal time when you can start working on it.
Thank you so
Although
much.
you might want to wait till the snow's gone.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Take care. Okay.
This was the easy part.
That was our only item of new business. Before we break, I don't believe we need an executive session, but before we break, our scheduling, did everybody have a chance to get back and
I'm still waiting for some.
You're still waiting for some, and I don't mind going on the record as saying you're asking, I can give you a definite maybe, but, I still have some travel plans. I usually travel that time of the year, so you have to give me a little indulgence to see if these things, fall out where it's still, we're talking really at the end of February at this point, and right now we're in the early part of January, so if you accept a definite maybe, I'll send you that in writing, but I'm not trying to play hard to get, but I just really don't have a clear picture of what I'm going to be doing at that point.
Mr. Chairman, I'm having knee replacement surgery on February the 21st. I said that I will be here on the 20th. Does anybody know if I could be here on the 25th? Once one has knee replacement surgery, can I hobble in on the 25th? I'm not sure.
I think they encourage you to move around.
Yeah.
So that was my only
Okay.
problem. I knew that I could be around for the 20th.
And maybe we could ask the rescue squad to get you here,
The building is ADA compliant.
Pardon me?
The building is ADA compliant.
I'll be here the 25th.
The app, we haven't received yet verification that the applicant is going to request the special meeting. I believe they're 99% going to request it. It will involve a use variance, which is why we're asking, because they would like 7 members here for that, because it will
You
could be a
require 5
contentious one.
positive votes.
Yes.
Yeah. For me, I know I haven't responded yet either because, like, I'm up in the air because my mom's not doing well, so I've been going back and forth, but I think the 25th should be good for me, but the 20th is probably, no.
Ju-
Either, I can do either.
You're right, a lot of people didn't respond. Just for the record, on our February 13th regular meeting, we have 4 applications scheduled. Some of them may sound very familiar.
Are you providing cuts for that evening?
I'm just saying that,
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that the Westover Road fence, the Parkhurst patio, the Linden Avenue patio, and 30 Elk Road, which includes a use variance. Maybe 2 of them at the moment don't have everything they need, so maybe they would fall by the wayside. That doesn't do as much good because we have 3 scheduled for March, and we've already got 1 for April. They just keep coming. And if we can handle a special meeting in February to get rid of what could be a lengthy use variance discussion, that would be very advantageous to our schedule.
And that one is not listed, correct?
No, that's not listed. If they were to say they didn't want a special meeting, they would probably be tacked on to April 10th.
I will leave it. I'll be out of the country.
I can't get Kevin the plan for February, and you can tell me where you're going to be in April?
I don't know these things early.
Okay, all right. So just so you know, they're coming up frequently, but you'll take care of February and let us know if we have 2 meetings. We definitely have 1 on February 13th.
Right, as soon as I know, I'll let you all know.
Okay. Also, while I'm here, Dr. Reese, Mike, mandatory board training.
I already said that.
Okay. I'm not sure how much that'll help you people, but it's good to have. Other than that, I think we're good. Does anyone else have anything else for a non-executive session that we need to discuss? That we can't wait until February to do so? Oh, that's when I like to hear silence. Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn, and it doesn't require, thank you, it doesn't require a second, we just go with it. Have a wonderful Super Bowl season.